so that they're actually closer to the loop and give you the R reading while the person is looping. Because if you just place them normally to do damage, then they're going to be out of range of the baby shoes.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. You definitely have to be a little bit more. And speaking of baby shoes, he's got baby shoes. So yeah,
we'll see if he's able to use them optimally.
Yeah, I do think you're not wrong though. You got to be a little bit more aware too. But I do feel like it does, like, even in like these like high wall loops, like you can set them up on like windows of like T walls, like right up against the window, and then they just cannot play that T wall anymore. Like you just have permanent vision on them basically as long as they're running the T. So like yeah, there's certain things like that where it can be really good. Oh, finds Ada fast. He was hovering around that little middle area trying to maybe get a rotation in, but gets tagged with an M1 very quickly. And the build. Again, no Agi. Very surprised, dude. Very surprised to see no Agi. Barbecue and chili honestly isn't crazy. No Ed also not crazy. Like, I don't think any of the pressure. Ooh, and yeah, Ada just playing that zoned out pallet, and she's gonna pay the price for it. Down she goes, very fast down.
Yeah, and that's not even gonna be a pain res. I think Artist knows just how fast that down was. She's gonna get the information from Barbecue, and I mean, that down was just so fast. I think Ada even ran past the bus, which would have been really good for her, and chose to play the filler pallet instead. And now a free hit is going to be coming on to Renato.
That's deadly too, isn't it?
Trouble for the survivors.
Oh, doesn't quite get sworn, but this is deadly. He's getting chased away from this hook, and that means they're going to have to rotate off one of these. They're not really rotating off these gens, though. They're not really showing any urgency here at all. I think Iron Sky should be playing to deny the sun hook. Actually, he's going to allow it.
Yeah, Renato was able to hold W, get some distance from Shaq. He's going to trade on this hook. Maybe getting Deli up here. I'm not sure if he had BT or not.
That felt like a pretty big mistake to me. I think you just keep Renato away from that hook, and you like force another driver to rotate, which is huge on a map like this where it's so big, right? Like making a rotation from a gen to the hook here is so big because you have to go so far. And then you also can just kind of down Renato, kind of head back to the hook afterwards, or even if you don't down him, you can still at least force the rotation and head back to the hook afterwards. So yeah, I think the survivors actually kind of end up getting away with a somewhat okay play here.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely correct that she should have zoned Renato away from the hook. But I mean, Ada's about to go down for her second down with, I mean, okay, so 2 gens have just popped. So I'm hoping that Iron Sky doesn't pain res Ada here and knows that that's all of the gen progress they had.
Yeah, because that was literally everything, and they have this little bit, so this gets hit. That would be an entire pain res being used for that, and it is. So yeah, pain res basically wasted on like 5% of a gen, which is pretty unfortunate. He's gonna send some birds after the heal. This should probably give him a pretty good idea that that barbecue exists. You would think. He's gonna go for some snipes. No. Okay.
Oh, he gets the cross map on Renato. That is the Deli player. I mean, amazing shot.
Yeah, that was really good.
I don't think we usually see artist snipes that are that long. Like that was the entire length of ARP.
Yeah, that was nuts. And he finds the survivors on the side. Uh-oh. They're in massive trouble now. They're in massive trouble.
Oh yeah. As long as Iron Sky is able to get the correct information here, I mean, should not be leaving mid here at all.
Yeah, he did see them on barbecue earlier, so I feel like unless he thinks they crossed, yeah, they're all down there on the other side right now.
There's no way they could have crossed because Yui had to pick up Renato from the snipe, and he did like double swarm them with hands earlier.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so that's so he should know. And yeah, Ace just leaving there means that yep, Ada's just gonna die, and that's gonna be a death with 3 gens still left, and there is still a 3 gen on this side too.
And really no progress to speak of.
Yeah, even these 2 gens top side really don't have much of anything. So Island Sky honestly gonna venture in a little bit here, and again, if you can really make a play happen soon, he can maybe think about getting even more than a 4K1. But this is definitely good snipe on the Yui, and this is looking like at least good 4K1 positioning, assuming he plays it well.
I don't think Yui makes this window.
There were some scratch marks there. I'm not sure if you saw it, but there's some scratch marks for someone heading down towards bottom side towards those gens.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like Iron Sky might have underestimated his own ability by bringing Noed here.
Yeah, well, honestly, yeah. He's gonna grab this hook here. I still think Agi, man, would have made like you replace Noed with Agi here. I mean, obviously you can't know that the game is gonna go well, so I don't blame him for running Noed, but like, I still think Agi would be so valuable, right? Like you carry him a little bit deeper into this like 3 gen setup, and there's just no way. Like there's just no way. Like I feel like it's basically just donezo from there. But even still, this is still a really good position regardless. The unhook would just be maybe a little bit freer than it would be otherwise. Renato's just currently cranking the gen behind main way down the other side of the map. So he's doing this gen that we're looking at right now. And he might get swarmed. This is where like I'm wondering if they're like calming this. Doesn't seem like it. Like you'd think the survivor on the hook would like calm this, but the survivor on the hook is just chilling. He's like taking a bite of his burger or something. I don't know. He's not. He doesn't seem to be sharing the information of what the artist is doing. This is where comms can be very valuable, so you can like avoid these birds and like kind of I don't know make the right plays.
Yeah, comms are so important against artists. Like I said in the rats set, the person on hook needs to be saying birds to 7, birds to 12, birds to 3, like every time, so that the survivors can get off the gen.
And it comes in, it's second win, but Ace has to 1-for-1, and again, 1-for-1ing not really that good, especially considering he's not deadly or unbreakable or anything. He doesn't really have anything to work with. If this damage can come in before second win procs, that would be huge. What's going to? Oh, what?
Barely misses, and that's going to mean that second wind is going to activate onto Yui, and she has the good bus window too, so I and Sky are going to be leaving that smartly.
I cannot believe that didn't land, dude. He like threaded the needle in those birds. Like he literally had 3 birds in a row, and there was like a little space in between 2 of them, and he happened to just be in that little space, I guess. That's so wild. But yeah, important though. Does get the heal off. But again, Nine in the Sky still knows where everyone is though. Has Yui here. Also saw a gen pop way on the other side, but it kind of seems like he's not really too concerned with the gens on the other side. Maybe he's just happy to take a 4K1. Because I think he just wants to protect these gens while also... Yeah.
Yui kind of just zoned herself there by going off the back of the hill. There's no pallets over there.
Yeah, kind of in a tough spot. The unhook does come in. I'm a little surprised to see on this guy committing so much away from this. I feel like just chase this Yui, get a hook deep in this gen side. And that feels like the play.
Not gonna come through onto Ace.
Yui's still kind of stuck here though. Didn't really manage to get anywhere, unfortunately. Swarm, and yeah, kind of stuck in this 4 lane. I feel like this is looking pretty. This is looking like pretty deathy. Awfully deathy. Oh, avoids that one too though. Bro, my boy Throbbie ain't fucking around. All right, he ain't getting hit by follow-up birds. It just ain't happening.
I mean, that's a shack with no pallet, so I'm confused about artists choosing to chase at the god bus window instead of shack with no pallet on an injured survivor.
Yeah, again, I think just a little concerned about this gen. Like, I think maybe just saw some survivors on this gen or a survivor on this gen, and I think just kind of scared to give up the gen setup. But yeah, you're not wrong. That looked like pretty much a free down onto Yui there. Like, you basically just set up a bird on like the window, and then you just chase her around, and then she dies. Like, she dies in like 10 seconds there, like max, right? So yeah, it feels like a little bit afraid to commit to certain things, right? Which again might just come with like nerves and everything. It's hard to say.
Yeah, and Robert still working in the 3-gen while injured too.
Yeah, which is extremely risky to the point where it's very not ideal. But although if they can somehow keep staying alive here, Renato might finish that gen and break the 3-gen. That was the one on the other side of the map. But yeah, Renato might be doing. He's not.
Yeah, so that was Renato on the other side of the map. Ace resetting himself with his medkit. This is going to be not a pain res, but it's going to give information.
And it's interesting that they don't seem to suspect barbecue. Like after like the crows came in on them resetting earlier, I kind of thought they'd suspect barbecue. Like with that one too, right there. Now you really have to know, right? Like how many times do birds have to come your way after a hook? You know?
Surely they know now. I think the double ones on the reset was because they were near a gen. Is probably how they rationalized it. But
yeah,
now,
true.
I and Sky is probably just going to proxy this hook. I mean, it's in the 3-gen. He knows that both survivors are on the other side of the map. And actually, Ace might be sneaking in here for the unhook.
Yeah, Renato might actually sneak his way up too, so... I'm going to send a bird bomb over there, but I don't think any of them are going to land. They managed to get away from it. And Throbert trying to make his way down to the top. He actually has a lot of distance. Yeah, he's going to make his way down. And he's death hooked, but like I don't know how worthy this is because Renato's still down there. He's gonna take the tag and head back.
Not sure if Artist knew that Renato was down there, although he's probably about to get birded.
Didn't get Killer Instinct either, so yeah, good pre-stealth from him. I think he maybe could have pre-stealthed even more so, but hard to know what the comms are. But yeah, I mean, good of him to just sneak away there. He's just ideally, I think he just stealths here and doesn't get found, right? Which he's doing a really good job of. Like let them reset. And then when they're done resetting, they can come up and help you, and then kind of pressure the 3-gen together, and they can still do something here.
They're gonna have to bait the artist here into getting paranoid about having to commit to a chase, because if she never does, she's gonna have perfect information on all the gens with her birds.
Yep, I don't think she saw Renato there. That looked like there might have been line of sight, but I don't know if she actually saw it or not. Doesn't seem like it. Sends one to Shack. Yeah, I don't think she really has any idea, because she's like kind of sending birds randomly. She does see Ace.
Yeah, and honestly here, I wouldn't hate somebody stealthing over to Shack and starting that.
Yeah, agreed. Ace being smart though and just running the fuck away. Says, hey, if you want to chase me, there's going to be a big commitment, so let's go. And while this is happening, I'm assuming they're going to be on gens, but let's just see if this follow-up bird lands. Good juke. And yeah, they're going to double this gen, which I don't know if I love that. I feel like if they split 2 gens and then just both like pre-stealth that she came back, and then whoever she decides to chase, the other one gets a bunch of free progress, you know?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
doubling here is not the play.
And that was really close to being Killer Instinct on Yui. But it's not going to come in, and these survivors are going to continue to attempt to stealth. And that is not stealth.
Yep, Thorber going to get found. Thorber's going to be careful too, because Thorber's death hook, so might be a little dangerous here. M1 comes through, and I think if Eye in the Sky can either follow up with some birds or even another quick M1. Looks like he's kind of just running her down. Like, there's not that much progress that he could actually commit to this for at least a little bit. Because, again, if he gets this down and gets this kill, that's so huge. And there it is.
Yep, and there's the death onto Throbert, so the situation just got a lot worse for the survivors. It's not going to be pain resonance, but, I mean, only 2 survivors alive now with a pretty tight 3-gen to take care of. Artist sees both of them, or both of their auras.
Yep, and there's the bird coming through. Again, it's still interesting to me about the whole barbecue thing. Like, I'm not sure if they just aren't even like maybe, again, it might just be the overwhelmness as well, right? Like, I mentioned that before too, but like, I feel like if you're not like super experienced with like this kind of stuff, a lot of it is like they might be too busy thinking about how they even want to handle this 3-gen scenario. They're not thinking about like, oh yeah, barbecue, that's right, you know? Like, I feel like that kind of stuff can definitely happen too. But yeah, this is, oh, that damage came through too.
A really nice shotgun spread there onto Renato. Even accounting for the sprint burst there. So now both survivors injured, and they're going to be going over to the other side of the map. And now it's time for Eye in Sky to finally commit to topside.
Yeah, he has a pretty good idea they're both going to be here. Has Renato here. Renato does have Dali, but still, at the end of the day, I feel like unless Eye in the Sky commits up here for like an insanely long amount of time, and yeah, he's just going to get this down. Unless he commits up here for like a whole like minute and a half, then they're not finishing this gen. I think Unbreakable's probably already been used after that 1-for-1 that happened earlier. So I'm assuming that Dart just probably can't pick himself up.
Unbreakable was already used.
Yeah. So this is looking to be close to over, although Ace is kind of stealthing off to the side. I think he's over by bus, is he not? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's over chilling edge map near bus, so I'm just kind of looking in the right place, but still, again, in a strong spot. We'll kick gens, and even if Ace can kind of sneak his way back for the pickup, it's still kind of not sure how the hell he's going to be able to get out of this scenario, right? Like, it feels like the survivors are not going to get out of this no matter what. But we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of map to search. And this guy's got a lot of area he has to cover if he wants to try to find this stealthing Ace, so...
Yeah, and he's gonna lose points if Renato bleeds out because he's a fresh hook.
Oh yeah, true. He'll lose out of that fresh hook. That's a very good point. That would make 4K1 on the other side a win actually, which is significant. That is actually kind of important. This is one of those scenarios where like if the survivors are really aware of that, letting him bleed out is actually the best play. Which is like really funny. Like them picking him up here is actually really dumb. Or better yet, they can do the trauma tech thing again. I still wish more teams would take advantage of either one of these. We saw this happen last week too, the same exact situation. Where like I think you either just let this guy bleed out because you know you're not breaking his 3-gen, or B, you do trauma tech, right? Like either one.
And was that Killer Instinct onto Ace there? That looks pretty close.
It kind of seems that way because Eye in the Sky, well, Eye in the Sky kind of looks like they're on a mission. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it seems to have a pretty good idea of where this is going on. So I think it was Killer Instinct, yeah. And does find them both.
Sprint burst there for Renato. I mean, there have been 0 chases on this part of the map, so he's going to drop that pellet. And, oh, it's Baby Shoes value.
Oh,
that's
but he doesn't send the birds.
Yeah, he missed the birds, but that was actually the first instance of Baby Shoes value this game.
Yeah, actually, was it? Yeah, actually, it might have been. Huh. Kind of a shame. Let's up this one, but Ronaldo just gonna try to get distance. Gonna set something up on this pallet as well. A little late on setting the bird though. Hesitating a little bit too much. But he does get the M1 anyway. And again, yeah, Ace starts at Gen, but it's at 0. He's like, don't worry, I'll get it done, buddy. Don't you worry. And he's still not hooking. I can't believe he's not hooking.
He just really doesn't want to deal with Deliverance.
Yeah, I guess not. But yeah, I mean, if Survivor bleeds out, that's going to be a big deal. And I think he's letting him bleed out. Again, from the Survivor point of view, letting him bleed out is honestly the best play. Like, he should just be crawling to some weird corner to die and just, like, let him bleed.
And Ace is going to get found.
Now, there's...
So, not sure what's going on here.
He kind of got, like, FOV tech spun, kind of. I don't know. That was a little bit odd. Oh, what's it? Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know either. You know, I honestly don't know. But I do think if Darkness crawls away into a weird spot and just dies, this actually could be a big deal. And again, this map is kind of fucking huge. So, like, we'll see.
The new meta that I've been hearing about for bleed outs is actually going to a completed gen to bleed out.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot too. Yeah, because they're all loud, so it makes it hard to, like, audio track. Oh, he's barbecue though.
He's crawling in the... Oh, yeah, you're right. He does have barbecue, so he is going to be able to find Renato.
Yeah. So, yep. The bleed out won't happen, and that will be all 12 stages as well as all 12 fresh hooks. I mean, Renato will actually be able to deli, so this might actually get stalled out in a silly way. Actually, if he's a Giga Juicer, maybe he can make it to hatch or something, but that seems pretty unrealistic. But, like, maybe. But, like, probably not.
Yeah, Iron Sky has some idea that Deli is coming, and he's just going to be following Renato here, waiting for that endurance to wear off.
Yeah, there's no way. Oh, little jumping the gun a little bit on that bird gives him the hit with endurance and some speed, but yeah, he's not going to get far enough.
Yeah, you don't really make any distance when you take a bird hit like that, especially when you're going in the same direction that the artist hit you from.
I guess he's worried about DS being on Deli. I mean, honestly, it makes sense. I mean, it's like why risk it if you don't have to? Like, I respect it, you know? On the off chance that they have DS on Deli for some reason, you never know. So, I respect it. Just making sure that they don't pull anything funky, getting the 4K, and there you go, 4K won. Good solid result for the killer from Primordial here. And now, again, Nerf Dead Hard gonna need to make something happen on the second game. This feels, again, like kind of like one of those situations. We said this with the artist game last time where this happened, but this feels like one of those like win cons that's going to be really hard to beat. Like, tying might be possible, but like beating this is going to be really difficult. Like, it could happen because of how swingy the set gets, but I feel like the expected result right here, I would assume, is survivors to be able to at least get like 5 gens done and get some survivors out, assuming that they play around the map well. So we'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough for Nerf Dead Hard, especially because they didn't pick this killer. A win con of 4K2 is quite an ask for artists on this map.
Yeah. So definitely going to be a bit rough, but we'll see. I mean, we did see this artist got off to a really, really fast start, and I think if we can see something like that happening again, I mean, it could. Again, I still feel like